What is subjective mind? It's that part of us that is our connection to divine mind. Subjective mind at the God level is law. Subjective mind in us is that not conscious part where the work gets done. And it's infinite in its potential. This is how we access divine mind. So the infinite knowledge and wisdom of the universe is available to us through this channel, if you will. There is a part of us that knows, and there is no limit to how much it knows or to what it knows. So trusting our intuition is of paramount importance. Trusting our intuition. What about trusting other people? And I don't mean asking for advice, but what about bringing other people into our process? That's the idea behind step 5, which is to involve loving allies. I have a confession to make. I have never mopped a floor, but I'm going to very soon. I've never really needed to mop a floor, but living with Jay, and he's kind of messy. As most men are, apparently. Nothing personal, sweetie. I am going to need to learn how to mop. But before I could do that, I had to buy a mop. So I have made a purchase. I haven't used it yet. But my mom and I were in Big Lots recently. It's one of our favorite hangouts. And I called her over to the cleaning supplies aisle to help me pick out a mop. And there's lots of choices, and they're all different, and some have special things they do. So we're looking at them and trying to make some decisions, and I just asked her, I said, Mom, do you ever feel you have failed me as a mother because you never taught me to mop? And she looked at me in all seriousness and said, I never dreamed you would have to. So the same woman who threatened to pulverize me had a grand vision for my life that did not include mopping. Now, these are the kinds of allies we want in our lives. We want to surround ourselves with people who really get us, with people who believe in our vision and what we want and don't put any limits on it. How many of you have naysayers in your life? Yeah. Isn't that a downer? Oh, you'll never do that. Oh, you're too old. Or, you're not smart enough. Whatever. Okay. Isn't it nicer when we surround ourselves with allies, with people who support our vision, with people who believe in us, with people who, no matter what has happened up until now, will say, yes, I get that about you. I see that for you. I support you in that. I align with that vision. So involving loving allies as we go through the process of our demonstration. And speaking of process, we have to trust this process because there is one. It doesn't have to be lengthy, but there's a process, and it doesn't always look the way we want it to. And sometimes we can take a moment ahead of time and decide if it's something we want to embark on. I'm so glad Diane is here this morning because the story I'm going to share involves her. My whole life I've had dark circles under my eyes. Even when I was a little girl, people would say, oh, are you tired? Are you getting enough iron? That kind of thing. And at this point in my life, I thought maybe there's something I can do about it. And, Diane works for a cosmetic surgeon, and she's so wonderful and helpful, so she scheduled a consultation for me with Dr. Okamoto. And here's what I thought. I thought he was going to say, here's some magic cream for $19.99, and in a week you'll be fine. But what he said is I needed a facelift. I said, what do you mean? I'm only 47. He said, well, your face is falling. Okay. But there's an alternative. Get this. Apparently, they can extract fat from your backside and inject it into, these are called tear troughs, by the way, and plump them up so the dark circles go away and you look younger and healthier and all of that. Doesn't that sound wonderful? So I thought about it. I thought, maybe that's not so bad. I could go in, have some of this extra little fat extracted from my backside, inject it into my eyes, and then I'd walk around and people would say, you look great, is that Botox? And I'd have to say, no, it's buttocks. I decided against that, so my face is falling. Whatever. But we don't always know about the process ahead of time or what it's going to look like, right? And sometimes we're right in the middle of it and it takes an odd turn, so we think. Or we don't like the way it looks, or it doesn't look the way we think it should. We have to trust the process. Even when it's not what we expect or what we want, we have to trust the process, because the law of mind knows what to do and how to do it, and it is always, always working on our behalf. As the process unfolds, we should refrain from trying to fix it or make it better or make it different. We need to flow with it. Sometimes the best thing to do is absolutely nothing at all. My first teacher, Dr. Kennedy Schultz, was fond of saying, there's nothing more to do. There's something more to know. And there is always, always something more to know. We never reach a point in our lives where there's nothing more to know. Back in January, my sister and her family moved from California to Atlanta. And my nieces, who are 3.5 and 5.5, enrolled in a new Montessori, and my sister was getting them ready for school. And the little one said, Mommy, I've decided I'm not going to school anymore. And my sister said, well, honey, you have to go to school to learn. So this 3.5-year-old darling child says, I have already learned everything I need to know. She doesn't know how wrong she is, does she? Because we've never learned all we need to know. We will always need and hopefully want to learn more. We never ever stop learning. When we are centered in the consciousness of our desired demonstration, we are perfectly poised to receive all the knowledge required to make our dreams come true. All the knowledge, all the wisdom, all the resources required for those dreams to manifest. It's already created in mind and flowing to us. And as Dr. Holmes said, it's up to us. It's dependent on our level of receptivity. Now, this is a simple 7-step approach. It applies to any demonstration we want to make in our lives. But today, I am specifically talking about the ultimate demonstration. And what do I mean by that? What is the ultimate demonstration? That's the thing we really want, not the thing we might be willing to settle for in the meantime, not the halfway point, not a reasonable facsimile. The big dream. What is your big dream? What is it? Get in touch with it right now. What is it? Okay, give it a name. Whatever it is, I want you to demonstrate this. This is the truth, and it's absolutely wonderful, and so are you, and so it is. Namaste.